Malik Willis won his first game with the Green Bay Packers this past week against the Indianapolis Colts. And I will say Malik Willis, the quarterback, it was a heavy run game for both Malik Willis and Josh Jacobs, primarily Josh Jacobs also. But Malik Willis was the starting quarterback. And I say Malik Willis a bunch because he's going to be going up against his former team, the Tennessee Titans, in this Week 3 matchup here. It's going to be a very fascinating game as Malik Willis is – he is going to be the starter. It's going to be going up against the guy that took his job in Will Levis. We're going to break down the game, and we're going to break down some of the matchups within the game and also give our predictions at the very end of the video. But before we get into that, we do just want to give a quick shout out to everybody that subscribed to the Tracy Take during our Week 2 prediction videos. Not only did you help us reach our goal of 100 new subscribers during that period, but we actually got more than 200 new subscribers to the channel. So one, thank you, and two, we are happy to have you on the channel as well. And if this is your first time here, we have a goal for our Week 3 prediction videos. We're not going to be greedy. Let's just see if we can get another 100 new subscribers. So hit that subscribe button if you have not already, and leave a like and a comment. Let us know who you think is going to win this game between the Packers and the Titans. And Ryan, so we were watching the game today. We're on vacation right now with our family in Hilton Head, and our dad is a big Colts fan. So we watched the entire Green Bay game. We were just cracking up at the TV as the Colts, for some reason, did not want to make any adjustments and stop this amazing Packers run offense. Josh Jacobs had a whale of a game. Malik Willis played well also. They asked him to do the minimum. The Colts allowed him to do the minimum. But I think the thing to me is, what's even scary to me for this Packers team is whenever Jordan Love does come back, and then it's Week 8, Week 9, Week 10, we're kind of in the heart of the season, and teams are in that rhythm, just as we saw that Packers offense really start to do around that time last season, where they really started to become very effective passing the ball. It's going to be extremely scary because now it looks like they are really good at running the ball now with Josh Jacobs pushing, getting guys off the ball. And they did a good job against Philadelphia as well in Week 1. And I think that's going to be kind of their key to success just in general throughout the season. But I was very impressed with how effective they were moving the Colts defensive line off the ball and creating running space for Josh Jacobs. And on the flip side, too, Tennessee lost another close one. I would say that they're in a rebuilding type stage. I know they have some veteran receivers in DeAndre Hopkins and Calvin Ridley, but still, it just seems like there's just something missing on this team, and they're still kind of rebuilding with their young quarterback. What are kind of both of your thoughts on the Packers and the Titans so far this season?
Yeah, I thought the Packers were a little, I don't want to say underwhelming in the first game against the Eagles, because the Eagles are a very good team, and they're also playing on a skating rink. But without a few explosive plays from Jaden Reed, that really is not a close game. And kind of looking at this game, I was fairly impressed with how well Matt LaFleur got Malik Willis ready to just manage the game, because they didn't have a ton of explosive plays. The Colts, I don't know why the Colts were running such a small front against this team that had Malik Willis at quarterback, but they just kind of the Colts just kind of let them run the ball, and I think they did a good job of just taking what the Colts gave them. Malik Willis made the throws when he had to, which was not often, but he still made the throws that he was asked to make, and other than that, he relied heavily on his playmakers to make plays. And so I really liked what the Packers did. I think going into this matchup, they're going to be a formidable opponent for the Titans. My biggest thing here is, especially after the first couple of weeks, just watching both of these teams, it's going to be whoever makes the least amount of mistakes, because I think that the Titans have the ability to make explosive plays, but I also think Will Levis and this Titans offense definitely have the ability to handicap themselves at times. And I think with Malik Willis on the other side, that could definitely be the scenario for the Packers as well.
Yeah, well, and that's right. I think when I kind of look at the Titans, I think this defense is still solid. I mean, there's still a lot of the guys that Mike Vrabel had brought in over the past couple of years, and
they added L'Jarius Sneed,
and they had L'Jarius Sneed as well. So this is still a solid defense. It's no slouch, and that's where I think if this Titans offense can figure it out, if Will Levis can be a little bit more effective, because they've been in these past two games, a couple plays go their way. They're 2-0 compared to being 0-2, and honestly, they should have beat the Bears in Week 1. And so I think this is going to be a tougher game initially than Packers fans are going to be realizing. And so let's kind of break down some of the key matchups here. But before getting into that, if you do like to put a couple bucks down on the Packers or Titans game, check out the link down below, as BetUS has a bunch of great promotions going on right now. They have all the odds for all the Packers and also Titans games as well, and also all the other NFL games or NBA, MLB, any other sport that you can think of. So check out the link down below for their great promotions they have going on. And when it comes to this game specifically, I have a feeling the odds are going to fluctuate a little bit throughout the week. But come Sunday, I think Packers at least going to be 3.5-point favorites. I know that they're going to be on the road here, but with how effective they are at running the ball, and with Matt LaFleur as the coach and the motion offense that he has, it's all the praises going to Tennessee. I still feel like the betting odds are going to have the Packers as a favorite going into this game.
Yeah, I mean, I think just looking at skill position players, I think, and probably the defensive and maybe offensive line, the Packers are probably better. However, I do think even as questionable as Will Levis is, he's still a better quarterback than Malik Willis.
They traded Malik Willis for a reason.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And so I think it's just going to be really interesting to see what happens. And I think I could really see this being a defensive battle because the Packers do have a good defense as well. Maybe not like Harold Landry's a very good edge rusher. We already mentioned L'Jarius Sneed. Like they have Jair Alexander and then Rashawn Gary as well. So like they're kind of very similar in terms of defensive talent. It's really just going to come again. It's really just going to come down to who makes more mistakes, in my opinion. And so, kind of getting into that, let's just quickly get into our predictions here. Who do you think is going to come out ahead in this matchup?
So if Jordan Love plays, then I'm definitely going with the Packers.
Yeah.
And I know we've been talking about Malik Willis a bunch here. There's no reason right now for me to expect that Jordan Love should play. There's a reason why they didn't put him on IR though, because if they knew it was going to be at least 4 weeks, they would put him on IR. But even with Malik Willis playing, with how effective I saw them running the ball, I think then too the game plan that Matt LaFleur can draw up because I think he draws up some of the best game plans in the league, especially too after what we saw last season. Now, I think it's just at the end of the day, it's going to be a little bit too much. I think for this Titans team, that I'm going to think about this one a lot. But as of right now, though, it feels like you got to go with Green Bay here because if I'm being completely honest. Well, that's a pretty hot take. I would say it seems like what I was going to say. It's probably wrong, but it seems like Malik Willis right now in this Packers offense probably doesn't seem too much different than what Caleb Williams and the Bears offense might have been like. Because I would almost put them maybe on this. Caleb Williams is definitely better, but when it comes to their in-game NFL experience, Malik Willis I think has had several years in the NFL to like game manage. Well, Caleb Williams didn't, so I think that would kind of counteract going up against this Titans offense. I'm sure it's going to get a lot of hate in the comments.
What I think you're saying is like the call sheets for the plays that they would run would be very similar.
Yes.
Due to while different, but due to the limitations that each player has. And Caleb Williams' limitations are just simply because he's a rookie.
Yes.
And Malik Willis is just not. He's a backup NFL quarterback.
He got traded for a 7th-round pick for a reason. But at the same time, though, he is still an NFL veteran who seen a playbook, been around this stuff. So that's what I feel like it wouldn't probably be too different overall of what they would expect to play.
I'm really tempted to take Tennessee in this matchup, but I also am just going to fall into the Green Bay trap of I just think they're going to make more plays. Like or make more plays, but then also I trust Matt LaFleur to not make mistakes and put his players in situations not make mistakes. And I feel like Will Levis has shown at least once a game he's willing to make a bad decision or two. And so that for me I think is going to be the factor here. I think it's going to be like a 17-14 type game. It's not going to be high scoring.
It's going to be something similar to this Colts game, right? Heavy dose of Josh Jacobs, heavy dose of high percentage throws.
I like it. He's on my fantasy team.
Yeah,
So
I know you do.
So I like it. Let's get him some touchdowns though. 140 yards is nice, but let's get him some touchdowns.
Okay,
So
all right.
yeah, I sound like a spoiled little kid there, but yeah. So we're both taking the Packers in this close matchup here. Let's go ahead. We'll wrap it up here. If you guys have not already, please go ahead and like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below on who you think is going to come out ahead. Will it be the Tennessee Titans? Will it be the Green Bay Packers? And that we'll see you guys next time.